In the final year of undergraduate work, I teach a special subject, which in history is always primary source based. But I designed my course a bit differently from others in the department. What generally happens is with a special subject, the tutor selects the primary source material and then the students study it. Now for me that's a very sort of artificial way of doing research. I find that it really helps them to appreciate what historical research is like if they have to find their own material. So I have what's called a negotiated curriculum, so the students decide what we're going to study. So it's a course on crime and punishment in the long 19th century. So it's always quite scary for me in the first week and for them, because we come and we have like a blank canvas. But they build the curriculum, they decide what they want to study. We always start off with a session in the Modern Records Centre again here at Warwick, so we're really lucky to have our own archive. It has the records of the Howard League for Penal Reform and the records of the National Association for the Care and Resettlement of Offenders. So I don't throw them into the archive. The archivist and I give a sort of structured introduction, but then I guess get them to just go and research anything. And they soon realise that records they think are going to yield an awful lot may yield nothing at all. They can't read them, there's stuff missing. And so it starts the process of how historical research can seem to be unproductive, and that you might have to change direction or restart your project or ask different questions because the source material isn't necessarily yielding what you want. So I like my students to get their hands dirty, if you like, in the archive straight away. And then in terms of how the course sort of unfolds over the year, for each topic that they've decided they want to study, we have a week where we look at the historiography, so the secondary literature and the scholarship, and then we have a week where we look at source material, and again I put the onus on them to collect the source material. So it's a very, very different way of teaching where the temptation is for me to choose bits of sources or source material that really supports the debates in the secondary literature, and is, I've selected these really sort of juicy extracts, but actually I don't think that's sort of gives a real picture of what historical research is like. So again, I think it makes them more agile when it comes to planning their dissertation, more prepared, and I think in the end they produce better pieces of work.